It is a beautiful day to be out in the garden today. I'm going to be working on weeding and mulching our raised beds. Over the summer, it tends to be a very busy time for us. Our beds tend to get left just to grow, which means growing a lot of really good food, but also growing a lot of weeds as well. So what we like to come and do in autumn is come through and weed all the beds out and then mulch them. Our favourite type of mulch to use is wool. There's a few different reasons for that. So number one, it's free for us. We have our own sheep on the farm. We have about 20 sheep. I can show you our beautiful sheep and little lammies, but we really love it for the fact that our sheep get shorn twice a year. When the guy comes, he packages all the wool up into a sack, and we're able to store that until we need to use it for the garden. So it's really awesome for that. It's full of poo, so it's really good for putting nutrients back into the soil, so that's amazing. It's really cool too because the poo has sat in the sack for quite a while. It's not as sort of fresh, so it's not going to burn any new plants that we put in as much as if we were just shoveling in brand new sheep poo. The other thing we really like about it is that it lasts a really long time in the garden, so we can mulch the bed and then we don't have to worry about mulching again for the whole season. So I've still got bits of wool in the garden that I put in there last year, which is really, really awesome. So it breaks down really, really slowly. It does a really good job of suppressing weeds, so it covers the soil. Obviously it lets moisture in. It also holds moisture really well. That's really amazing. So yeah, we really, really love it as a mulch for our garden. We have tried different mulches. We still do use straw mulch, but straw mulch is something that we have to purchase. So yeah, the wool mulch being a free resource for us is really amazing. So today I'm going to weed those gardens and get down the wool mulch and just try and get on top of the garden again. So I've got my wheelbarrow here full of the wool mulch. So the other day I did these couple of beds. I'll chuck some footage in here of me doing these few beds. I actually did I have some self-seeded plants, so I took those out of the garden, I pricked those out of the garden and potted those up too. So I'll add that in here now, and then we'll come back to the current time and I will show you what I'm getting done today. I've just remembered that I had a whole lot of these calendula seeds, so I'm just going to prick these out and put them into a little seed tray. So I'm just going to go and grab some seed trays from the garden shed, and then we can get those potted up. These are just the ones like your 6-pack of veg come in when you buy them at Mitre 10 or your garden centre or whatever. These are just really, good reusable ones. So when we buy seedlings, we just reuse these, or else we go into the Mitre 10 recycle collection and you can just grab them out of there. So the other thing we use are these trays. I think they're about $4 from Kmart, and they fit 8 of these 6 sow trays on them really nicely, which is really great for seed starting. So I'm going to get this tray full and then fill it with seed starting mix, and then we will get those potted up. So I've got the seed cells all filled up with seed starting mix, and now I'm just going to prick out the little calendula seedlings and pot them up. So I've got some on the paths here that I'm going to try and get out carefully, and then just pop them in. Okay, so you can see there's tons and tons here, so I'm just going to start pricking them out. That's what the flower looks like, so I assume they're all going to be the same. That's actually really pretty. I'll just leave some in the garden here as well. Probably maybe just this area here. So I'll try and take these ones from this side. So I'm just taking the seedling, making a little hole and just popping it in. So all of my tables that I usually pot seeds up on have got a ton of seedlings in them still from last spring that didn't get planted, so I've just popped this up on the back of the trailer, so it's heaps easier to do it at this level than trying to kneel down. It's probably one of the main downfalls of our paths being wood chip, is that they're not very comfortable to kneel on. So I'm going to try and get these 5 beds done today. Behind me, one of them is already weeded, the other 4 aren't. So yeah, that's a job that I'm going to do today. They are, they still have things in them that I'm going to keep. So I'm just going to pull out anything that needs to come out and keep, so there's a really beautiful cosmos there. So I'm going to keep some of the stuff in the bed that's going really well, and then just get rid of any weeds, any plants that are looking yucky, so I can come through and mulch them. I have got some things that I want to get in the garden really soon, so I want to get in some carrots. I've bought some seedlings, just some lettuces and other greens that I really want to get into one of the beds, and I've got my garlic that I want to get planted really soon. I'm just waiting for that to arrive in the mail. So when that garlic arrives, I'll do a little planting video of that and bring you along with me. I'm going to try doing it a little differently this year, so I will share with you then how it's going to go. I'm just going to take some of these yucky looking tomato plants out. This is where I dumped all my potting soil when I was potting up my plants. So these are all just kind of random tomatoes that I thought if they grew I'd just give them the chance, but they're not doing that great. So I'm going to pull some of them out now. I'm going to leave that one back there because it's still looking really nice and growing really well. So I have weeded this garden. It was full of like big tall Swedes that had kind of gone to seed. When I pulled them all out, all the flowers in the bed have just taken off, which is really nice. So they're all kind of like late flowering zinnias and straw flower, and then I've got a really nice cosmos over there that have all just taken off since I've kind of given them a little bit more space. So yeah, I'm going to take this tomato out. There is a blackberry plant there that's seeded, so I'm just going to take all that out and then get this area mulched. I do find the wool looks really nice in the beds. I don't find it scruffy looking. Oh yeah, I really like it. I think a mulch garden always looks really nice. I think looks nice with those zinnias there and the straw flower. It's not too much mulching needs to be done in this bed. It's full of a self-seeded black cherry. Pretty much the whole bed it's taken over. I'm gonna let this keep going because it's doing okay. You can see it's starting to get a little icky in there, but it's still producing really well. And then we've got this beautiful cosmos here, so not too much weeding to get done in this bed. This couch grass is really annoying, so it has really big long roots that just kind of like are a maze under the ground. This all used to be a paddock, so we do find that we get a lot more weeds, and that's probably one of the reasons that we decided to put the raised beds in, just so that it was easier to manage. Alright, we'll go fill the wheelbarrow up with wool again. So if you're in New Zealand, wool shouldn't be too difficult to source. If you're willing to go and ask around for it, I'd be asking your sheep farmers, anyone with sheep on a lifestyle block, so they will have to get somebody to come out and share their sheep, and they may not even want to keep it. So that's another place you could ask. I would be asking any places that share sheep. They often are asked to take the wool away if no one wants it. So I think sheep farmers are probably always keen to get rid of all their dags. So yeah, I think there's plenty of places that you could probably find wool if you're willing to go and find it and ask around. I would try maybe asking on Facebook, on any of the farming pages, and I think you'll probably be surprised, hopefully, that people are willing to either like sell it to you or give it away, or you know, maybe do a trade or something like that. Alright, moving on to the next two. So I think these are going to be the worst. Oh, I missed one. Oh well, I'll have to come back to it. I think these two are going to be the worst. But how cool are these? I'm pretty sure these are rampicante squash. I have no idea how to use them. I'm pretty sure it's a bit like a zucchini, but I'm really interested to see how they go. So these brassicas are all going to come out and go to the chickens. We have just had, I planted so many that we just did not need this many. I did try to sell a few, but I think people were, I don't know, it was probably like, what's the point of coming out and getting 1 or 2 cabbages, I think. So the chickens will like these at least. Oh, that was slimy. So I know ideally in a no-dig garden you should not pull all the roots out. I find with brassicas that the stalk is so thick that it is way too much effort to try and chop it at soil level, so I'm just pulling them out. So I'm going to get all these cabbages in the wheelbarrow now and take them over to the chickens, and I think they're going to be very, very happy with me. We got to stop to check out that view. Isn't that neat? Never get sick of it. Chickens. Hi guys. Sorry, I've got lots, guys. Yeah, it's just following me. Come on. You can go eat them now. No good, eh? not interested. Oh, they must be well-fed chickies. So we've just got self-seeded cornflower here. This here is all cornflower. So I'm going to have tons of them. I just thought I'm going to move this one and put it in this little gap here to see if I can get it to carry on growing. Awesome, so hopefully that will keep growing there. We'll see how that goes. This one that I planted on this side is actually one that's self-seeded in the other garden that I moved over here. So they do seem to transplant fairly well. So I think these little kale trees are going to stay. Hopefully you can see that. Looks like a little kale tree forest in there. So we just pick off all the bottom leaves. Does anyone else try and carry way too much stuff in one go? Oh, we're cricket. So you only have to make one trip. It's this guy. Groceries, like 10 bags at a time just to make one trip. So one of my most favourite things about the raised beds is that it's so easy to manage. So like I've already done 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So I've already done 6 of the beds, but because you're kind of only focusing on that one space at a time, it makes it seem heaps less daunting to go, there's so much space that I have to weed. So you can focus on doing one at a time, and then you feel like you've achieved something once that one section is done. So I really like that about the raised beds. Alright, so this next one's really full of self-seeded plants and weeds. I'm going to tackle this one next, so hopefully it doesn't take too long. So I've finished this area now with the weeding and mulching. I still have 4 beds on the other side of the greenhouse to do, as well as the greenhouse, and then we will try and tackle the other side of the garden. But all finished for today, so I thought I would take you for a walk and show you our sheep. So let's go. So they're all right down the other end of the paddock, but while we're walking through you'll be able to see our Highland cows at least. Hi Faith. Hello. Hi Lulu. Hello. Hello. Hi little Timmy. Oh look, here they all come. Hi guys. So these are all our sheep. Hello. Oh, you're a sweetie. Hello. Hello. So our sheep are our power, so the black ones that we have are our power sheep. They are a rare New Zealand breed of sheep, so they're the ones with the black wool, and we only have females of those, so we've crossed them with a Suffolk, which gives us a nice all black sheep as well. So you can see some of our other all black sheep, so that is really cool. We really love them. They are really great for their wool, and we also use them for meat. We do raise some of them, like this little guy, by hand. So this one, his mama didn't feed him, so we reared him, and he will be used for meat. But what we really like is that they're given a really great life here on our farm, and we really love them. So I think if you're a meat eater, for us anyway, we find that knowing and caring for our animals before we consume them is really important to us, and we feel like they've had a really great life with us here on the farm. So say hello, Marshall. Hey Marshall. Hi. You're a special little guy, aren't you? You're so lovely. Alright, I gotta go now. We'll see you later. Bye. So that is all for today. It's just a bit about how we use wool in the garden and our beautiful, wonderful sheep. I just want to say thanks so much for watching. We really appreciate every one of you that is watching our videos. So bye for now, and we'll see you on the next one.